Nothing wrong to marry someone who is not from your country, someone that is not from the same state with you or the same city. But everything is wrong if you don't do the necessities, if you don't do the important thing. In this episode, I want to share with you 7 things you must know before you marry anyone that is not from your country. Yes, my dear, all I want you to do is to watch to the end, like this video, subscribe, share to others, and let's move on. Grab your pen, grab your paper, because this conversation will be yummy, yummy. Number one, cultural differences. Yes, my dear. In as much as you fall in love with someone, especially if that person is not from your country, please sit down and ask the person, what are your cultures? What are the cultures in your country? In this episode, I want to use more of Asian countries, China, Japanese, Vietnam, to explain things for you to understand. For example, I am Nigeria and I want to marry a Chinese. There are certain things that I must consider that is their culture that is not part of our culture. Let me give you an example. If you are eating with Chinese family, as long as they use this chopstick to eat, you don't put chopstick on top of food like this. Like, it's a disgrace, it's lack of respect. If you finish eating or if you are talking, you must put the chopstick like this, line it down, but not to put it up. Another thing is, for example, as a man, if you want to give a man a gift, let me say that you have a boyfriend or your husband to be brother, you don't give them a necktie, green necktie. Yes, it means that you are wishing him to divorce his wife in future. But for us Nigeria, even if somebody give you green necktie or any color, we don't even take all these things. We just put it on and go. So if you are considering marrying someone from China, you don't give that person, a man, a green necktie. Another thing you must consider is their greetings. Yes. For us Nigeria, when we see people, we want to hug the person, like to talk, but you don't do it in Chinese culture. Yes. All you do is just to greet by hello, neho, 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 neho. You don't touch. Or the highest thing you can do is to shake hand, and you can only shake hand to women, not to men, unless in a business form. What I mean in a business form is, for example, like you want to do business with these people, of course, you shake hand with your clients, with your customers, or the people you want to do business, but not to hug like us. I know also like some African country that do sava, they kiss, they beg, you don't do it. Or also in Japan, for them, they have to bow down. Everybody needs to bow down like this. So all these things is what you want to consider. Another thing you have to consider is some terminologies. Yes. For example, in China, you can't go to someone that is selling something and you price that product 250. You dare not try it. 250 is not a good thing. Instead of that, you will price it 249.9 or 251 or 252. You then not price it 250. It's not a good thing for them. Or perhaps you don't say four. So means death. Yes, even in their elevator, you will see some elevator that don't have four, like number 4. No, they will have 1, 3, 5, 13. They will jump 14 and go to 15. Like all these things are some of their cultures that you must learn. Or perhaps if you are invited to Japanese restaurants to eat, my darling, may I tell you, no matter how pretty you look, you must remove your shoes to sit down and eat. You must remove your shoes to enter their room. You must remove your shoes to enter their living room. So all these little cultures is very important. And even to Vietnamese, if you want to go to Vietnamese shop to buy something, let's say you want to buy something, you want to buy, like, as a customer, my darling, Once you want to enter that shop, you need to remove your shoe, or even to a playground, you need to remove your shoe. So all these things, cultures, you must understand so that you don't violate the culture. And I also go back to Chinese culture. Imagine you want to give gifts to your friends. For us, Nigeria, you can give anything. We don't interpret it as anything. But may I tell you, you can't give a watch to a Chinese, yes, as a gift. You can't give belt as a gift to your friend. And also, you can't give, like, there are so many things that you don't give as a gift. That's why if you want to marry them, instead of buying everything, oh, I will give shoe to my husband's sister, I will give, no, 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 no. You better give them red envelope, which is money, than to giving them gifts in order not to violate their cultures. In order not to violate their cultures. And another surprising culture that will surprise you in China is you will be busy cooking yummy food, and somebody will just come and spit inside your sink. Like, oh, come on. You just pretend you don't see it because that is their culture. They can spit anywhere. So pay attention to cultures. It may not be Chinese, but I'm just giving you small ideas on what you need to pay attention. Number two, financial management. Yes, my darling. If you happen to marry a Chinese, let's assume you are a woman marrying a Chinese. My dear, may I tell you that you are in charge of the finances? Yes. The husband will give you his ATM, his company bank information, or like anything that brings money inside the house, any source of income, you will be the one managing it. It's not for us like Africa. Your husband will be in charge of his money, and some people will be in charge of their money. If you need money, you ask your husband. No, for them, if the husband need money, he will ask the wife, oh, I want to go to lunch. I want to have dinner with friends. I want to do this. I want to do this. As a woman, you are the one that will give your husband money. Come on. I know some of us will love it. Yes, yes, it will help you to control him, to know how he spend his money. But for us African, no, you don't do that. So their finances is woman that control it, not men. So imagine you marry in such a country. May I tell you, you will like it, but make sure that you are not extravagant, because if you are extravagant, it will also affect your family. Number three, domestic work. If you happen to marry Chinese, may I tell you that that thing we always see in our African culture. Oh, woman will come back from home, go to market, buy something, cook. My dear, is not the same in China. Yes. For example, if you marry Chinese, the man is the one that will be cooking. Cook, dish, clean, serve. Your own work is to take care of the baby. Yes, to take care of the baby, because they believe that for you to carry the baby for 9 months and give birth to baby, you have done a great job. So your own is to tell him, you want to eat this, they will cook, they will iron, they will clean, it's not like the same. So something also may happen if you marry another country that do the opposite. You may end up being the one doing all those things. You will cook, you will clean, your husband will not even help you do anything. Instead, he'll be watching Netflix. So understanding that domestic work is very important so that you know what you're supposed to do if you marry them. Another thing you must consider is their beliefs and their religion. Yes, my dear. If you are marrying someone who is not from your country, it's very important to pay attention to their belief and their religion. Yes. Just as I said, I will use Asian to just in order for us to understand more. For us Africans, we believe in God, we believe in Christ. Do you understand? So marrying someone from Asia like Japanese, Vietnamese, Malaysia, all these things, you will find it very difficult to cope unless if that man have traveled, believe in Christ, believe in God, and come back as a different person. But if that man is a core pure Asia, my dear, may I tell you that the belief will be difficult, because most of Asia believe in Buddhists, Sundis, Judists, all these this, and most of them do not believe in anything. So imagine you are a GGG sister, you have been going to church, building your faith, and you fall in love with someone who will not believe what you believe, who do not understand what is Christianity, who do not believe anything. Like half of Chinese do not believe anything. They believe in their own power. Whatever they have, whatever they know, whatever like is themselves. While some of them believe in Buddhism, knowing their religions and what they believe is very important so that you will not regret it at last. Another thing you must consider is family expectations. Yes, may I tell you that in China, for example, if you are marrying Chinese, it's not the same as we African. Let me give you an example. For example, if I'm married, yes, if I give birth or gave birth to a baby, we are expecting my mom to come, of course, yes. But for example, if you happen to marry Asia, China as a case study, may I tell you that your mother alone is not coming to stay with you in that home, yes. Your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your mother, your own father, four old people will be living in your home to take care of one baby. Yes, darling. Four old people will be living, and may I surprise you, they will live to thy kingdom come. You know what I mean? It's not like us, you say, oh, mama, it's 3 months or 6 months, your mother will feel uncomfortable. Oh, let me go so that you and your husband will be doing their own thing. No, they will stay till thy kingdom come. They will be the one that will be taking the baby to school, bringing them like they are in charge of that baby. That is family expectation. Like they are the one that will be grooming the baby, taking care of the baby. Your own is to go to work, come back, make money. These old people, these four old people, they are the one in charge. And may I also tell you that they don't have secrets, yes. If you marry country that don't have secrets, my dear, and you are someone who love your privacy, who love your secret of a thing, it will be a challenge. Let me give you an example. You may be brushing your teeth or trying to wear your clothes like to prepare yourself in the toilet or in the secret place, and somebody will just open door to come and wee wee. The person doesn't care if you are there or if you are not there or whatever you are doing. That is family expectation. They don't believe in secrets. Or let me give you another example. As we African, especially if you live in a big family, when you wash your pants, after washing your pants, you will hang it, you will use towel to cover it so people will not see it. When it is dry, you will use the towel to carry it and go and put it in your bag. But for them, everybody will hang that on this like the husband will see the grandma on this, the grandma will see the husband on this. Like no secrecy. That is family expectation. So pay attention to it. Another thing you must know is language. Yes. My darling, may I tell you that in as much as you fall in love with someone who is not from your country, pay attention to their language. All you need to do is to start early to learn their language, yes. Because if you make mistake, if you say something that is not their language, or if you are using translation app or all those things, you may be boring. So pay attention to their language. Learn their language. Know how they say E or all these things is very important. Which one goes flat, which one goes up, which one goes down, which one goes slow. It's very, very important. Don't ignore their language so that people will not think you are disrespecting them. The last but not the least is living arrangement. If you are dating a man, you want to marry this person, discuss about living arrangement. Where do we live? Do we live in your country or do we live in my country? Or do we live in a different place? Yes, darling. Because you may feel like, oh, I know him from this place or I know him in Kenya. We have known ourselves because both of us are migrants to Kenya. Maybe we will live in Kenya. But for him, you want to go back to his country with you. Or for you, you want him to go back to your country. So you must discuss the living arrangement. So you must discuss the living arrangement so that when you have children, it will not be a problem where your children will live and where your children will not live. And also the surname of your children. All these things are important. In China, if you marry, you don't need to change surname. You just answer your surname. So it's very, very important to pay attention to all these little things so that you will not be disappointed when you marry the man and you are seeing some strange thing, culture shock, something that will make you to ask like, wow, what is this? My dear, nothing. It's just differences. I hope this episode bless you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, tell me your own takeaway, and I will be blessed to read your comments. Shalom.